a first relegation 6-pointer, and only one team maintains their 100% start.
Evening, Tate.
Evening, Jack, you alright?
Yes, mate. Yourself?
Yes, very well. Enjoying a lovely bank holiday weekend.
Yeah, it feels good. Extra day.
We had
Nice.
the usual, the annual Jim Hyde festival.
Yeah, it's become Jim's festival, but yeah, Queen's Head and Boreham, obviously a lovely pub, and yeah, always a good day there, and yeah, it's sort of become Jim's event, but very good.
Yeah, as I rocked up at Upper Six, I was met by a gleaming Jack, smiling ear to ear after he had seen a 2-2.
Yes, yeah, it's good. Spurs win. Arsenal
draw. So
yeah, it was always good. Always a good day, man.
No, it's all good. We are actually recording this on Sunday night, literally half an hour after the Newcastle Liverpool game, shall I say?
Yeah.
So a little bit of instant reaction on that.
Yeah, a bit like a Gary Neville little podcast with Martin Tyler.
But this will be still sent out on your usual Monday night, ready for your Tuesday morning, because I'll be off on holiday on Wednesday.
Yep.
We do have a podcast lined up while both of us are away, but we'll keep that under wraps until it comes out next week.
Yeah, we've got plenty in store for you.
But let's start with the teaser this week, and then we'll run through the show order. West Ham beat Brighton for the first time in Premier League history, and the first time since 2012 when they won 6-0 in the Championship.
Ooh.
Can you name any of the goal scorers?
2012. I'm going to give it a good go.
Remember that 1 year they're in the Championship?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
So the schedule of the show will be: we're going to start with a bit of Arsenal chatter. Obviously, we normally do the podcasts on Mondays, so we don't talk about the Monday night football. But we thought whilst we're here doing a bit early, might as well touch on the Monday stuff. There's a refereeing decision that we can talk about now, and then later on in the show. Then Griff and I went to Arsenal Fulham at the weekend, so we'll talk about that experience and the game and Jack's thoughts on that.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to Brighton, West Ham, and then on to Newcastle versus Liverpool, ending the show for usual team of the week, winner and loser, and a prediction for next week's games ahead.
Yes.
Right, shall we move into the Monday night game that was?
Start with Arsenal's week, basically. And it's this, like the first from the Monday night, it's more about the decisions, really, and the controversial, the wrong decisions that were made or have been made. Arsenal, 1-0 win away at Palace. I think I saw something, it's the first time back-to-back or 3 times in a row for so many years away at Palace that you've got to win, and
must be back-to-back.
I think it's back-to-back for the first time since 2015 or something like that. Obviously a very, very, it's considered a tough away game, Monday night as well, under the lights, all the rest of it. But I wouldn't probably jump ahead, but it was just a steady, for me watching it was just a steady performance. You weren't exceptional, but you were far better than Palace, and I think they obviously know that anyway. But it was just a steady performance, really. You rode the wave of going down to 10 men and a bit of pressure from Palace. Obviously, you were already 1-0 up, and it wasn't. You were pretty 6-7 out of 10, but you were obviously more than good enough to win the game. Yeah,
I think up until the red card, we had him at arm's length.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I've literally got those words. Yeah, got him kept Palace at arm's length.
If you think the first half, I know Palace had a couple of chances, but Nketiah hit the post, missed a glorious chance for a 1-on-1. Martinelli missed a chance in the first minute.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got the penalty. Penalty for you?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. So I was looked up at the sky and I was thinking, like, no.
What was your thoughts on the party block?
Oh, no, that's rubbish. It's a penalty. Like, when you watch it, you're biased and you're Tottenham or you might be West Ham fan, whatever. No, it's the irrelevant. If you're really concerned about that, the player's never going to get near the ball anyway, and it's just not anything. It's not a foul. It's not any contact. It's the foul from the goalie's definite penalty. Yeah.
No, agreed.
Yeah.
And then I think Arsenal deserved the lead then, and I thought this will hopefully we can see this out. Maybe make a couple of subs and get a second, and that'll be it. Because Palace, like I said, there's normally a tough place to go, but this year they haven't done great in the transfer window, I don't think. And at the moment, they only have everything go through Eze.
Yeah.
I think Eze had 3 shots in the first half, which is a lot. And he had, every time they got the ball, all they did was pass to Eze. And if Arsenal could nullify that, they nullified Palace in a sense. And when Tomiyasu got the first yellow, I think it's harsh. Someone needed to be booked in that instance. That's the main issue. Someone needed to be booked, and he probably wasn't the person to be booked because Martinelli had the ball, time wasted for 10 seconds, whatever it was. Then gave it to Havertz, who probably was the worst offender.
Yeah.
Who then gave it to Tomiyasu, and as Tomiyasu threw the ball, he blew the whistle and booked him.
And that's exactly that. He's not going to book 3 players for time wasting. It's just Tomiyasu, basically the scapegoat, and just like you're the example, right? You're getting booked, and yes. I don't disagree with the booking, but yes, Tomiyasu only spent 10 seconds, whatever it was, 12 seconds, but it's because his team has time wasted the whole time, so he gets the brunt of it, and he knows that their time wasted well. So it definitely should have been a yellow. As simple as that.
Yeah, I haven't got too many issues on that yellow card. It's the fact that the only issue there is he probably wasn't the one that should have been. They should have
possibly not. Yeah.
He should have stamped down. The ref should have stamped
down.
He
should have stopped when Havertz got it or had it. He should and went to throw it along. He should have blown his whistle, booked Havertz, carried on with the game.
And then, about 5 minutes later, Saka had the ball, turned inside, and Ayew pulls him down, pulls his shirt. It's one of them ones. I didn't think it was a yellow card at all, a second yellow, because he's already been booked. A second yellow, I thought that you can't. Yeah. The commentator does the old, got to be careful here. Got to be careful here. Next one. And I think he knows that, and the ref sort of talks to him, and that's fair enough. But then, literally a minute after, Ayew turns Tomiyasu, and the lightest of touches brings him down, and the ref sends him off. And it's like, for something so pathetic in them 2 instances, is a red card. And I don't believe it should be a red card, and I might be biased, but I think it's so soft. Yeah. And then you look at today's example; it's a prime example. It's exactly the same, and more contact. Yeah. And he doesn't send him off. Yeah. Because of the time of the game. On
the Tomiyasu one, it's weird, but when I watched it, I thought, that's a fact. Like, it's a classic. The defender's been spun, and the attacker gets away. He's obviously yanked him down or tripped him up, wherever he's done. But so in that instance, I can understand the ref in the moment live. Then yes, it looked like a foul. I suppose I'm sort of answering my own question and what I'm going to say and sort of correcting it, but it was just when you watch it back, it's not absolutely pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic, but you can't when it's two yellows and it equals red. They can't go back and change it. So I'm sure the ref would have looked at it again and said, "Well, that's nothing. It's absolutely never a foul. Didn't touch him, whatever." But in the moment, I watched it and I was like, "Oh, it's definitely a foul, and that's definitely a yellow card. Send him off." But yeah, it is a pathetic. It's just not a foul, is it? It's never a foul.
It's pathetic because of a red card.
Yeah, like, it is.
You've got to do some damage to be sent off. Like the worst offence a ref can do to a player is send them off. That's and that's like the ultimate punishment a ref can give you, and that is what it's for.
Yeah, and like you said, you mentioned it, but Trent this morning or this afternoon, he should have been sent off. Just should have.
And his second yellow is such a more of a barge than.
But I don't agree with his first. The little chuck. I thought he got fouled. I'm pretty sure he got shoved.
Get fouled, yeah.
And then he's thrown the ball, and the new rules. Basically, the new rules. Excuse my French. I try and use better words on here, but it's a load of bollocks. The new rules are rubbish. They've made a very difficult job even harder. And that they're trying to stamp down at the descent and the throwing the ball away and all the rest of it. But how can you control it? You can't. That's never going to stop. And like you always say, Tate, but you just want consistency. And you've got literally within the same week of Premier League football.
Bang on.
Yeah. You've got Monday night. That happened. Okay. But then tonight, a couple of hours ago, totally opposite. And Trent plays the whole game. But yeah, it's just... Yeah. You want consistency. You want if that's a foul, that's going to be a foul. If that's a yellow card, that's a yellow card. But chopping and changing it up and down the country each game it's just going to cause constant abuse and arguments, and the refs are never gonna win.
The issue the refs going to have now. I agree they need to do something to stamp down with the time wasting, and I think the adding on of time is very good. Is a good addition to the league. But where they're going to have problems now, they're going to have to make, and this sounds stupid, they're going to have to do their job more. They're going to have to make more decisions and more match-changing decisions. Whether this time last season or whatever, Tomiyasu wouldn't have been booked initially.
No.
and neither would have Trent initially. So that takes out two massive decisions that ref has got to make.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to send either of them off because none of them would have been booked in the first place. But because they've now made these rules to try be more strict and take away that bit of petulance and stuff.
And you even we'll go on to it, but maybe go on to it now. But even it happened with Arsenal Fulham yesterday with the Fulham sending off. Bassey's first booking was for supposedly time wasting, and we'll go into it in a bit. But yeah, it's just another example. It's happened twice with Arsenal in 2 games, and Liverpool, Newcastle today is just. Yeah.
So there's a very fine line. I think this is where players get frustrated with the term. There's 2 terms, whether you want to class them as time wasting. There's time wasting, and then there's slowing the game down. Where obviously you're not going to be, if you're 1-0 up with 20 minutes, you're not going to be sprinting to get every single ball, every throw in, and you're going to take your time and relax. And it's what they would say: get your captain involved, get your leader, and slow the game down. Take a minute to think.
Yeah,
but now players are getting booked for that now, and that's the.
And we Tottenham done it at Bournemouth it was a nothing moment, but the ball went out for a throw in the first half, I think, and Udogie went down and done his shoelace, and we were winning the game at the time. But that's just a simple. It's totally forgot about it now. No one even thinks about it. But that little moment wasted a few more seconds. It seems very childish and pathetic, but yeah, that all adds up and it gets you through the game. But yeah, exactly that. There's time wasting. There's gamesmanship and all the rest of it. I just think the refs or not the refs, but the people in charge of the PGMOL, whatever they're called, it's just muddied the water even more, I think.
I've got a quick stat to tell you, and then we'll move on to Arsenal Fulham. There have been 9 red cards already this season.
Have they?
There was 30 the whole of last season.
Blood deal. And there's been I saw something 14 yellows already for dissent and all that within 3 game weeks.
It's just mad, isn't it?
That's crazy, yeah.
So 3 points for Arsenal against Palace meant they won 2 out of 2, and they went into Saturday's game against Fulham looking to get three wins out of 3. First and foremost, no issues getting to the ground this week.
Good.
So
nice to hear.
They changed their upgraded the system. The new
was
thing
it still the same way? Like you had to
still the same way, but I had issues getting my pass because it was in the expired passes, and there's some glitch apparently that Arsenal then sent an email out about, and they're trying whatever. Yeah. It worked better this time. Everyone was in time for kick off at 3:00. Arsenal had made a couple of changes. Trossard came in for Nketiah, which I wasn't best pleased about, but I thought he'd probably make a change. And Kivior came in for the suspended Tomiyasu at left back. So Partey continued his hybrid right back role with Saliba, White and Kivior, and then the team was unchanged except the swap out of Eddie for Trossard. And most importantly, Fulham brought in Paulinho for his first start of the season. He'd played 20 minutes last week, I believe.
Yeah, and Bassey was the same.
Bassey came in
his first start as well.
He'd been injured with his arm. He did his arm in pre-season, didn't he? And in typical Arsenal style at the moment.
I'm sure you got the stat when you 3 gone. You
conceded after 53 seconds it was, and I think it's Arsenal conceded in the first minute of 3 of their last 9 home Premier League games, and we're the first side in Premier League history to concede 3 times at home in the first minute in a calendar year.
That is ridiculous. Obviously it's never happened. You're the first side, so.
And like I said to you yesterday at the pub, we are basically starting off a game with a score handicap of -1.
Yeah.
And it's backs against the walls already. And you don't need that added pressure on you all game. I know it's game week 3 and it's just it sort of beggars belief because when it happened, I looked across and everyone's like, really again?
Yeah.
I suppose it is.
And the players they obviously know they have that feeling.
Odegaard does the old classic. He's done it 3 times now when he winds his arm up and try to get the crowd going again. And it's a bit motivational, but it's
got to stop it. No matter how good
you are. I know the old cliche is, it's the best time to concede because you've got the whole game to go. But really,
no.
Fuck. Excuse me, but fuck me. Stop conceding.
The worst thing? Not doing it,
the worst thing is, we had kickoff.
Yeah.
Granted, this goal was a bit of a freak.
Yeah.
Where Saka's made a horrible pass.
Yeah.
So on Match of the Day, it was Danny Murphy said that. Have you seen the goal back?
Yeah.
Pereira goes, he's mishit that.
They said.
I think he's clever because I don't really blame the goalkeeper too much because he's not expecting that horrific pass.
No.
And I would say 99 times out of 100, the player goes for the clip over the top, and that's where Ramsey's gone back.
And it probably ends up in the goalie's hands.
But he's gone for the reverse, gone for the near post, and it's a lovely finish from.
I reckon from
exactly Pereira.
What you're saying is that he's shaped to do that, but then disguised it and tried to obviously and scored. But yeah, it was just Saka and it's a poor mistake, and basically led to, like you said, Ramsey being called out and just a bit of a shambles start to the game, really.
Pre-season Perlo.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Lovely finish,
and he has a few for Fulham. He does love a little goal and assist from corners and whatnot. Pereira,
and for a neutral, that's game on.
Yeah,
and it didn't really change the start. Arsenal then dominated the first half and had a couple of chances. Matches they didn't actually show a lot of the thing. Odegaard had a goal ruled out for offside. By VAR. Flash score gave it for some reason because it got ruled out straight away. We had a couple of flashes across goal. Saka missed a really poor header. And then Jimenez had that outrageous attempt to the overhead kick.
Really, very close. It would have been brilliant. Absolutely, world of a goal.
But I was really had it in my head that we needed to equalise for half time. Because then it otherwise makes an uphill battle even harder going into the second half.
Yeah.
But we didn't. 1-0 half time. Going into the second half, bang on half time. Bang on half time. Move it in just before it kicked off. Eddie came on for Trossard.
Yeah.
Didn't have his great game, Trossard.
Who was through the middle? Trossard?
Yeah, the issue I had, because Trossard isn't a centre, he's like a false nine.
Yeah.
And against Fulham, who want to play that low block, you can't really play. We're not good enough yet to play that false nine. And he was coming out, and Havertz wasn't coming in, and it wasn't quite working. He needed a number 9 sat there at the top of the diamond, basically.
To occupy him.
To occupy space.
Exactly.
And B, if they're going to be running in behind and cutbacks. And I'll get on to the next tactical change we made. Because then Havertz got a bit of stick. We made some awful pass. But he needed just to turn. He wasn't having a good game at all. He got hooked just before the hour. And Fabio Vieira came on. And then Partey came off for Zinchenko. And we went back to the back four, which we're accustomed to. There must be an issue with Gabriel somewhere, why he's not playing.
Yeah, was he in the squad or? It was?
Been on the bench for the last 3 games.
It must be an injury or something, surely. Or
there's a Saudi talk
really
in the background somewhere, but surely Arsenal can't sell him. Surely they can't.
Surely he doesn't want to do that yet. You're in a club that are on the up.
You can throw enough money at someone.
Yeah,
they can.
Very true.
There's something not quite right there, but it is what it is. But as soon as Zinchenko came on, and if we had won the game, I would be pushing for him to be in the team of the week because he was absolutely superb. And so was Fabio Vieira, to be fair.
Yeah. I saw a lot of people raving about him.
Because Vieira, I'll hold my hands up, but he had a horrific season last year. And I gave him quite a bit of stick and was like, I don't really know what's he good at. Where's his position? Where's he going to play? He's not good enough to push Odegaard yet. He's not a winger. He can't play on the right. But I played him that left central midfield role. And he played a nice 1-2 with Martinelli, who then got brought down for the penalty. You know, that penalty took 6 minutes.
What, to take and finish all the rest?
Yeah. So, obviously,
definitely a penalty as well.
Definitely a penalty,
It was
yeah.
an awful tackle.
Definitely a penalty. And then the VAR were looking at for a possible offside of Martinelli, who would play the ball, but they didn't even mention that match today, or on the YouTube highlights that I watched back. But it took ages to do it. And then Odegaard had the ball, and then last minute gave it to Saka.
Yeah.
Saka put it down, he went to run up, and then the ref blew his whistle and was like, no, the ball was moved or something, put the ball back, and I'm nervous enough watching Saka's penalties as it is.
Yeah, you didn't see it on the highlights, you don't see it anyway.
No, they don't.
The foul, then Saka scores.
That's what I was a bit bemused about watching Match of the Day, but they didn't.
I suppose
they don't put the filler in, but it was like there was.
They're not going to show a 5-minute clip of it.
There was a bit more drama to that penalty than what it looked like, and he sent Leno the wrong way. Of course, he sent an ex-Arsenal goalkeeper the wrong way at penalties. They don't save penalties.
No.
And then I think that was in the 65th minute, with 25 minutes to go, we're going to get this now. Within 5 minutes, the ball worked its way out to, what's his name, Fabio Vieira, whipped in a lovely ball, and my man, Nketiah in the room, lovely finish.
This is what I was saying this. Arsenal played on, didn't they, through, because the Fulham centre-back was down.
Play acting.
Well, yeah, maybe.
It was absolutely fine.
No. But which is something that Arsenal have always done, and whenever you play us, that it always happens, and it is one of those things. But
not cook the ball out for a not head injury.
Yeah, no, it's such an no, it is. That answer is exactly why Arsenal always do it, always without foul. However, Leno had the ball in his hands. Fulham had the ball. He's seen that his players down. They've carried on the game, lost the ball. Arsenal have scored, and it's probably might have happened before, but probably the first time it's actually worked. I'd say in inverted commas in Arsenal's favour of scoring a goal. But yeah, again, Leno had the ball in his hands, carried on. Somehow they lost the ball. It's a bit of a mess, and yeah, your man Eddie steps up.
Well, that goal typifies. Sorry, I feel like I'm about to sneeze. That goal typifies what not why we signed Rice, but Rice was so instrumental in winning that ball back straight away. While Fulham had it in their little area, played it to Vieira, whips it in, and Eddie, and it's a bang 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 goal. Place erupts.
But then that's the difference with a striker on the pitch.
Yeah.
Than having Trossard. Trossard might have been on the ball, or he might have been dropping deep and doing whatever. And Nketiah was thinking, right, I need to be near that goal. I'm going to score. And yeah, there he was.
And he's had a really good start to the season. He should have scored against Palace. Granted, he missed 2 good chances, but 2 starts, 2 goals.
And he won the penalty, didn't he?
Yeah, won the penalty
against Palace.
Nketiah in the room, your defence is in trouble. And then I think you and every person in that ground thinks Arsenal are going to go on and win this.
Yeah, but even when you equalise, it's just not classic. But yeah, it's like you saw Forest at United. It's all right, they're 2-0 up, but like you said earlier about them scoring that early, a home team when they're one of the best in the league, Arsenal, United, they're at home. You just expect them as soon as they get a goal, right? They're going to be on top. It's going to be constant barrage, and all right, Arsenal went 2-1 up. You just expect they're going to win 3-4-1. But yeah, very different.
And then Fulham had a cross which Arsenal headed out. Fabio Vieira actually cleared it, came to Eddie, knocked it past Calvin Bassey, who just blocked him off.
Straight block, yeah.
That's a yellow card.
Yeah.
Second yellow card offence. He's off. And then everyone's rubbing their hands. Come on, let's make this 3.
Yeah.
Let's close it out. But I will actually say, I know we all probably say this when we're watching TV and we're nervous in our watching our teams. But I said to Griff, there's going to be another goal in this game. I don't know where it's coming, but there's going to be another goal with like 5 minutes to go. Because I knew there was going to be 8, 9, 10 minutes added on.
Yeah.
Because there was an injury, and then there was, like I said, the penalty took so long to give, and the whole process took like 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it was because fair play to Fulham. When they went 2-1 down and the red card, they didn't then bring a centre back on. They just left it and thought, right, we need to get a point.
Yeah.
And Zinchenko mucked around with it in the corner, gave away a silly corner in the end. Corner came in, failed to clear at the front man, and then Paulinia's volleyed it in. Great finish to be fair, but awful defending.
It was, and Saka scored the penalty, but you were there watching, but he looked like he had a pretty poor game.
He did have a pretty poor game, to be fair.
The first goal, obviously, the terrible pass, and then even the second goal, it was actually him that Paulinia jumped in front and nicked in front and scored. So Saka is at fault for both goals, which is unheard of, really. Like, he's not.
Because interestingly, he didn't look at 2-1. He looked a bit like he'd taken a knock, and we were sat and I said, I would probably take him off. But he chose to take Odegaard off and bring Jorginho on to shut up shop. Does also make sense, but obviously hindsight's a wonderful thing. When it went to 2-1, we were like, we got no creativity now.
Yeah. Because you made that sub to, like you said, shut up shop. And
I personally would have brought on Reece Nelson like for like and hit him on the counter attack or something like that. Obviously, I'm not the manager, but it was frustrating. We thought, here we go again. But we did have 9, 10 minutes still to get another one. We had a couple of chances here and there. Fulham nearly won it with Adama Traore running through.
I was about to say your mate played, didn't he?
When he came on, I thought,
how
God.
weird does he look in a Fulham kit? Like, why is he there? Why is Adama Traore
But he's a cheat code, though. That Saliba is such a cool, calm, collected, but he was flustered, man. When he got put through.
Yeah. But then that is Traore in a nutshell. Rapid, quick. I said it on match day, like they let go their sprinter or something, and he was off, and it was like 1-on-1, and like you said, it was a big moment, and obviously his end product is terrible. The finishing, crossing, passing, wherever it is, he's just rubbish.
And that was basically all she wrote. 2-2, and it felt like a sucker punch. I know it sounds ridiculous 3 games in, and it felt that was we shouldn't have drawn that. That was big 2 points drawn.
But then you mentioned it on the way here, but City today they nick it 2-1.
3 out of 3.
Yeah, and Arsenal, like, yes, you haven't lost in your first 3, but that is 2 points dropped essentially, and it's the way it is. Whether it's Arsenal, City, Liverpool, whoever's going to be at the top.
We didn't drop any points in our first 8 games last year.
Yeah.
And that was a catalyst to why we had a good season.
Yeah.
City, no, this is going to sound ridiculous, but City now are top by 2 points. Game week 3. Will they be knocked off top spot again this season?
Well, I think they can only do it themselves. There's no reason for them not to be top for the whole year.
Do you know how ridiculous that sounds?
Yeah.
But it's like, or do we? You don't want to sound like giving up already, but it's mad.
Yeah.
But that's the animal you're up against.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, obviously it's a long season, we know that. And Sheffield United gave as good as they got today. And another day, Haaland scores his penalty, but it just felt... I've seen a lot of overreaction on Twitter, Arsenal fans meltdown and this and that, but like you said a couple of weeks ago, we've got United up next, then Everton, and then I think Spurs.
Yeah.
3 big games. United at home, it's going to be a massive game. Doesn't matter what form you go into it,
Yeah, it's a good time to play them as well. They don't look great, and
just on a personal point, I want that back 4 back of Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White. Then have the midfield of Rice, Odegaard, Partey.
That's what I said to you before. But
go back to basics.
Yeah, that's not me personally. They might do whatever they want, but my point is that probably the most neutral and honest I can be, but I think Arsenal fans, whether it's yourself or thousands that talk about it, but I think Arteta is obviously trying to implement a new style and a new way of playing, and it seems a bit almost clunky, and it's not. You haven't started brilliantly and not on fire and destroying teams like you seem like you were last season, and it has Havertz hasn't quite happened yet. It hasn't quite taken off. Timber's out for a while, which is a big blow, and Partey's in that new role, and like I said, Rice is new to the team, but I think Arteta's just figured out a new tweak that he thinks will improve your side, essentially. That's all he's trying to do. And a lot of fans, obviously, they, like you said, you want the back 4, you want the 3 in the middle, and you know that will work, and that's brilliant. But last year, it didn't win you the league. You finished second. And I think, don't get me wrong, you want to win games, and you think, right, just play that, it works really well. But maybe he's thinking, right, what... those tiny little margins, that tiny little thing that will improve us. I think this will help. This Arteta, like this will help us, and maybe in a few weeks, if it starts clicking, like, oh bloody hell, we're brilliant. This is exactly what we want, and maybe Arteta's just doing that, and he knows he can fall back on the back 4, and
that's exactly. Basically,
he can switch it up.
Yeah, it's a really good point. I think basically what he's looking at is last season we did 95% of the work with that. Yeah, with that 4. Zinchenko got injured, and Zinchenko will get injured again, and Zinchenko won't play every game this season. That was our only way of playing last year. When Tierney came in that left back role, which just didn't work. Yeah. So he needs another way of, like I said, he's creating a new formation that he can play when Zinchenko can't play, or this player can't play. Which hopefully over time will blossom. And I think against Forest, Palace and Fulham, he probably thought he could get away with it, not working 100%. Yeah. Against Man United, probably not.
Yeah, I think you might see United. You'll start 4 at the back, and Partey might be back in the middle of Rice, whatever it happens, and you'll see that again. But then he might just be thinking, right, Man City. How do we beat Man City? How do we beat Pep's Man City? And he might think this is the way forward. But I think it's very, very early, and there's a lot of frustrated fans, but because they know how good you can be in that what happened last year, basically, and you can dominate teams.
And the expectation is now through the roof. That's the issue. But I think that's enough on Arsenal for me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Have you got anything else to add?
Saka, 83 games in a row.
Yeah, record now.
That's involvement. It's not 83 starts.
Yeah. I think it's 80 starts out of the 83.
Bloody hell. That's club record.
Yeah.
That's
which is nuts, isn't it?
That is, yes, absolutely ridiculous.
But he does play every game. I'll go into it on another episode why he plays every game, but he's our best player. But
like you always say about the fitness, and like you're talking about Zinchenko, you just said there, he's playing, but you know he's going to get injured, whereas Saka has been absolutely fine, and obviously, again, inverted commas, but lucky, and he's fit and strong and all the rest of it. So, 83 games is ridiculous.
And it probably has been 83 games since West Ham beat Brighton.
Yeah, it definitely has.
What a massive win for the Hammers.
Huge win for the European champions.
I, for one, and I think you for two. Did not see that coming.
No, I've got it here, but
Wow.
everybody knew, and even obviously West Ham fans and West Ham more than anyone, but their record against Brighton is awful. 12 games, like you said, 6 losses, 6 draws. Yeah, they are a bogey team, or they're cursed, or they just never get a result. It never goes well, but yeah, it was totally opposite yesterday.
And it's one of them ones where it's a sucker punch for Brighton because they were starting so well. 2 wins out of 2. Can they make it through? Arsenal obviously didn't make it 3. Can they make it 3 and go top? What a statement that would be. But an early goal conceded, sloppy goal as well.
Yeah.
Antonio bustled through, and then it falls to Ward-Prowse, who has 2 bites at it, and then finishes it off, gets his first goal for West Ham. And it gave me a little bit, watching it back, excuse me, I didn't actually watch it live, a bit of the Everton game, when Everton went there and got that early goal, and it sort of took them by surprise, and Brighton probably thought West Ham would come here. We beat them all the time.
Yeah.
We can walk this, and it'll be
exactly.
a walk in the park. And Brighton had a lot of chances, and it was, where's that stat? I've seen it, and it was like West Ham had 13 passes, and Brighton had.
I saw that on it because it popped up, but I've got here in the whole game. Is that the whole game? West Ham completed 31 passes. 31 passes.
Brighton had 80% of the ball.
Yeah. And West Ham, 31 passes completed for West Ham, second lowest amount of possession in the league game, and for a team to score 3 goals. 31 completed passes. Like, you just think about a game of football and the stupid, how many passes do the back 4 do, like centre backs to goalie just irrelevant passes.
Rodri often has 80 in a game, doesn't he?
But there are probably 40 of those between him and Akanji and Stones. But 31. There's plenty of ways to win a game of football, and that's
prime Moyes ball, though.
Yeah, that is exactly that.
Fantastic, though. Brighton did have a good few chances, and Areola made some cracking saves, I thought, and most importantly, at important times. Just before half-time, just after half-time, especially that header from Ferguson early in the second half was a great save. And then West Ham made it 2 with Ben Rama, lovely crossfield pass onto Bowen, outside the left foot touch, outside the left foot finish. Yeah, great finish, great goal.
Took the ball down well, didn't it? And just slotted it in. It was
scenes in the away end.
Yeah, Bowen's on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, at the end of the game, by the end of it, they were top of the table, weren't they? Eighth day in their history they've spent at the top. 8th, that's mental. And
3-0, and it was another good goal. Bowen, lovely, but he caught it from the right-hand side and played it into Antonio. Antonio started the season well.
Yeah.
Every year this seems to happen. They're crying out for a striker, and he'll always do enough.
Yeah. Everyone's against him and says, no, he'd rather get him out, but yeah, exactly that. He just does enough for a little bit, and then he probably till January, and he's forgotten about, and he's like, we're doing all right, we've got Antonio. And then by the end of the season, it's just a vicious cycle that goes round and round. And
then obviously, Pascal Gross got a consolation at the end. I wanted to ask you a question, Jack. Last week, you said you were not impressed with West Ham after their victory over Chelsea. Were you impressed this week?
West Ham, I'm sure the West Ham fans listen, they are not concerned about my opinion about West Ham, but I only saw the highlights. But yeah, that is a good win, isn't it? But then again,
what a week!
Yeah,
what a week! Chelsea 3-1.
Yeah.
West Ham Brighton 3-1.
Well, like I said, top of the table. It's probably got the bubbles out. And like you said, a few shirts in town this morning.
Oh, there were. So I was walking through town this morning. Went to go get some breakfast. The irons were out. There were shirts, 4 or 5 claret shirts out in full force.
No, I wouldn't say I'm not impressed, but like this, I know it's not about stats. So I just explained it when they won the game 3-1. But spending the game having 20% of the ball, that must have been painful. I know you've won the game 3-1. So what are you talking about? But that can't be good to watch at all. That can't be enjoyable, whether you're winning the game or not. They just can't be.
True. But then Moyes' team have never been one to get on the ball and play.
No, yeah, exactly that. That's great. That's a great result. But they've got Luton away next. They could easily go there and lose that without even thinking about it.
You think?
Yeah.
Are they going to pick any points this year?
That's I know what you mean.
West
Ham fans will say that's typical West Ham.
Yeah.
Started brilliantly, 7 points, beat Chelsea, beat Brighton, Luton away. Oh yeah, we'll just they'll lose that, but. Yes, it's pretty mad. It was a mental game.
There was a slight bit of controversy at 1-0. Paqueta barging into the back of, I can't remember who it was, potential penalty shout match there. I thought, you've seen him given.
Yeah, I didn't really take much notice of that, to be honest.
I'd like to know West Ham's opinions on what they thought of that, whether it was soft. But I think it's one of them ones, if the ref gives it, it ain't getting overturned.
No, yeah.
Brighton, 1 defeat in their last 9 home games. That was obviously the Everton one, I mentioned earlier. And West Ham only won 3 away matches last season, and it's their first win against Brighton in the Premier League history. So they're already a third of the way there. Good start for West Ham so far this season.
Yeah, very good. Very, very good.
They've signed Kudos as of today, I believe.
Is it done? Yeah. And that's the thing, though.
So Kudos...
They've brought in...
James Ward-Prowse
and
Alvarez.
That's it. Yeah.
For, I think it was 2 million less than Declan Rice was sold for. They've rebuilt a 2 midfield and a winger. I think Kudos is a winger. Arsenal are after him.
Yeah, he's a bit. I think he's a bit more attacking midfielder. Probably can play on the wing and all the rest of it. Yeah, and like that, the Mexican fella, is it Alvarez or?
Yeah, Alvarez. Yeah, Edison Alvarez. I think
he might be really good. He might be really rubbish. But that plan of we sold our best player, Rice, 100 mil, whatever it was. We need to go and get 2 or 3 good players. That's an example of what's happening. It's a good plan, and time will only tell if it's worked out. But yeah, Ward-Prowse just fits West Ham down to a T.
Yeah, I'm not his biggest fan, but he's for West Ham. He's perfect. Yeah. He's going to get goal involvements minimum 15 every season.
Yeah,
and he's got 3 already in 2 games.
Because he now at West Ham, they cause teams problems all the time. They might finish 17th, they might finish 10th, but they love set pieces, corners, free kicks, all the rest of it. Ward-Prowse will be all over it. Yeah, he'll love it.
I think they do. I know we've mentioned that they probably do need a striker before the end of the season.
I don't think you can.
You can't go.
No, can't go a whole year.
Antonio
with
again.
No.
Not again.
All the cups they'll play, all the cup games they'll play. Yeah,
especially they're in Europa now. It's another step up.
You just need. Antonio might be your starting striker, but you just need someone else to chop and change it. Yeah.
But Luton away on Friday, they win that 10 points out of the first 4. Moyes out still.
Yeah, exactly. And now the Moyes out cries are probably quite.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. Yep, and that's been a slight dig. I can't always compliment West Ham, but spent basically 12 hours top of the Prem, and it's all over everyone's social media, and the photo of Moyes in front of the table, the man you wanted out. So, but yeah, you can't complain. It's 7 points from 3 games. Brilliant start.
Brighton away is, like I said, it's their first ever win there.
Yeah, but that is almost like classic Brighton, isn't it? That is why they were brilliant last year, but that's why they are where they are. All right, they've never lost to West Ham, but everyone's banging on about them, and rightly so. They were brilliant at the start, at the first 2, and then they've just got beat 3-1 at home. They
made a couple of changes that I thought was a bit odd. Milner, right back. That signing, it's not... On paper, it's one of the ones, it's clever, you got the experience.
Yeah.
He's not a Brighton signing, though, is he?
No, and he's not a Brighton right back, is he?
His legs are gone for a right back.
Brighton as well, they're a young, energetic side. The De Zerbi plays a modern way of football, and Milner at right back just doesn't fit the mould.
Yeah, he's not one of these young players, like you said, they've been bringing through, like Tariq Lamptey.
Yeah.
Is he still there? Is he on loan somewhere?
I'm not sure. I imagine he is, but he's always injured, isn't he?
Always injured, but that's the sort of right back that I picture Brighton having.
Yeah, quick,
up and down that wing,
constant,
bang, causing you problems. I don't think Milner's causing a team problems anymore. He's been a fantastic player of the game, but maybe not now in 2023.
No.
I think they got a bit of success down that side as well, but it is what it is. So the Hammers. Oh, voice.
Hammers.
My throat is so dry today. I don't know what it is going on. But it's probably all the shouting we did yesterday.
Yeah, and the Dinkelaka.
Yeah, a lot of Dinkelaka last night. A lot of Eddie chanting. It was good fun. Yeah, because normally we have an extra day to recover.
Yeah, true.
From the weekend antics. Right, shall we move on to the final game of the weekend?
Yep.
Super Sunday's finale of Newcastle versus Liverpool. Before I get onto anything to do with this match, thoughts on Peter Drury as a commentator? Do you know? I think he's fucking class.
Yeah, I wouldn't say. I don't know. People have sort of they've got like a massive thing about commentators of late, but yeah, I don't know. I know
you really don't like Alan Smith. But
yeah, I don't like Alan Smith. He's awful, biased, terrible bloke. But I don't know. Peter Drury he's good. I don't know. Yeah,
He's just fitted. He's what I like.
good at what
He's
he
fitted
does.
in, and he's a professional.
Yeah.
He's not trying to be Carragher or
Yeah.
Neville's mates. He's not trying to lick up to them.
No, true.
And because Tyler, to the end of his days, was getting a bit too pally with them too.
No, he's alright.
No, but it was irritating watching him smooth up to Neville.
No,
Oh.
Tyler was good.
No, he was good, but not in his later days. He was smoothing up to Neville too much.
No, Drury's. I don't mind him.
But Jury, no, is ultimate. He hasn't blurred the lines between colleagues and friends.
Yeah,
Carragher and Neville are colleagues.
Yeah, but I really like Carragher and Neville.
I do.
We'll get onto it about what Neville said today, but yeah, I'd like it. I like them all.
I do, but the commentator should be so neutral.
Yeah,
it's a joke.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. And that's why I like the. Is it Stephen Fletcher on BT?
Darren Fletcher.
Or Darren Fletcher. Sorry,
Yeah.
Stephen.
Not
Darren
my-
Fletcher,
not
yeah.
my mate.
Yeah,
No, I really like
Fletcher
Darren,
on
yeah.
TNT. He's really good. But I also hate Sam Atface. Oh,
Yeah,
when he
he's-
commentates, he's terrible.
He gives me Jake Humphrey vibes.
I thought you were going to say Jake Panel vibes.
No, Jake Humphrey vibes of
Yeah, Jake Humphrey. Yeah,
Just
definitely.
privileged,
Yeah.
privileged
Nobody,
smut.
absolutely nobody. But
Yeah.
no, Jury, don't mind him. He's all right.
Right, let's get into the game.
Yeah.
Did you use the free £1 build a bet?
I didn't know, but it was on. This game was on Super 6, and I said 2-1 Newcastle. 2-1 Newcastle.
Yeah, I had Newcastle. I had Trent to be carded.
Oof. Should have been sent off.
Yeah, so as you touched on it earlier, first yellow or no?
I wouldn't say it's yellow, but if that are the rules now, then fine. That's a yellow card. Do it.
Second yellow, 2 minutes later.
Yeah, has to be.
In isolation, forget the second yellow.
Yeah.
It's a yellow card, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And the ref has completely bottled it, but in the same instance, he's created a rod for his own back in the first answer. He's booked him early for petulance, but really?
Yeah.
But they are the new rules, and he has to go.
Yeah. And
If
that's the
Tommy
problem.
Asu goes, like you said,
Yeah.
it was 6 days earlier,
Yeah.
he has to go.
And that's the problem with the change in slight rules or the new rules. The refs are so focused on the time wasting, the descent, whatever it is, throwing the ball away, how they're speaking to the refs. That's fine, but you can't then just change the way you ref and decisions that you should have made because you've booked him so early on for throwing a ball. And like you said, if you take that foul, whatever it was, that's a yellow card. It's just one of those professional fouls, isn't it? And yeah, it's just straight. It should be a red card.
Well, you said it a couple of weeks ago, and it's true how this will happen. You'll see a couple of these now. Fast forward to Christmas,
Yeah.
you'll see less and less, and you'll see more dissent getting away with, and then come the end of the season, it'll be gone. But the first few weeks, they always go like 150%,
And it's
like,
crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then they realise, actually, no, remember they did the VAR? We set the bar too high now.
Yeah.
They bring the bar down, and it's...
Yeah. And probably now, think about it, but we've got international break in a week
that's
or
it.
two.
Perfect.
Yeah. And they've got a week and a half, 2 weeks to go over stuff, and they'll come out, they'll probably release some dodgy statement, and they'll come back and it'll suddenly be not normal, but it will change again. And Tommy Asu now wouldn't have got sent off for that, or Trent might have got sent off for that. You know what I mean? It's just, they'll have a little break, and Howard Webb will fucking get his ruler out and start smacking them, and they'll change their ideas again.
Moving on to the first goal. Trent mistake or Salah bad pass?
Oh, Trent. Yeah, Trent's had a stinker today, hasn't he?
And
I've got my notes here. I just said about Trent. I just said Trent stinker. Yes.
Gordon come through. It's on his left foot, brought it onto his right, brought it back on again, and a lovely finish.
I wasn't confident in him. I'm not saying I support Newcastle, but when a player runs through, you're like, do you sort of get that feeling? I didn't really know what he's going to do, but yeah, very good finish.
First goal of the season for Newcastle, I believe. No, did he score? No, he scored the first game of the season, I think.
Might
have done.
Good though. Very good.
He played very, very well today, slotting it past Alisson, who's very good at one-on-ones. And then the next controversial, this first half went off.
Yeah, it was chaos. We were watching it. I was watching it with some of my mates, and yeah, it was like we just said. But the refs had a nice little bank holiday weekend, and his Sunday's just been torn apart in about half hour.
Isaac gets played through, brought down by Van Dijk, red.
Yeah, red all day.
It took me a little while. I won't lie. I put it on the chat. Red card question mark. I wanted to know people's opinions before.
Yeah. Just to get an idea.
And I was like,
No, it's a red.
Because I was looking at Van Dijk's body language, and he was fuming. And I get it. It is soft in a sense, because he is last man. There's defenders covering round. He has denied a goal-scoring opportunity. I
think it's a red. He goes through the player to get. I know he gets the ball.
This sounds like I'm sitting on the fence, but I'm saying like orange card. Like it's
no, it's a red. It's a red card. It's a red card for me anyway.
Yeah, I have probably come to the agreement it is a red card, but I just think it's. I don't know. I find it soft to an extent.
What, as in the foul
the
itself?
challenge is he's made an attempt to play the ball. I know he's gone through him.
Yeah, but he's gone through the player to get the ball.
And he's fouled him, and Isaac would have been through, and he could have had a shot on goal. I don't know. There's something in my gut. I'm just trying to think.
Nah, yeah. For me, it was a red, and just classic Liverpool. And Van Dijk, just moaning her head off. Klopp going mental, and the other people around going crazy. Yeah, just classic Liverpool.
And he soon whipped off Diaz and brought Gomez on to shore things up. What a save from Alisson.
Yeah, joke save.
From Almiron,
volley. Yeah,
it hit the bar. He pushed it onto the bar, didn't he? And then
whacked it
clawed it out.
Yeah, it was very good.
Fantastic save. Newcastle had a couple of more chances. They brought on Harvey Barnes. So it's been a bit of stick on TalkSport for his subs he's made, apparently. So Tonali came off as well, didn't he, I believe?
Yeah.
I didn't agree with the Isaac sub, taking him off and then putting Callum Wilson on. I don't think it really worked. And then Klopp got to about 20 minutes to go, and Klopp robbed the dice. We've got nothing else to lose. Made attacking subs, brought on Jota, brought on Harvey Elliott, brought on Darwin Núñez, man of the moment, and swapped the centre-half over, put some youngster on, who was on loan at Joe Barnes, Bristol Rovers, I believe. And it soon worked. You had the ball got through to Dart. It came a ricocheted off the back of the defender. Núñez, one touch, bang, into the corner.
Really good finish.
Emphatic finish, celebration. You say it meant a lot to him.
Yeah.
You see he's got a lot of passion there, and snatch and grab. 10 minutes to go. I think it was the 82nd minute. 81st minute he went through. He'd been on the pitch a couple of minutes. Smashed it in. 10 minutes later, Salah plays him through. He's literally the same finish. Smashes it in. Instinctive finishes.
Good, wasn't it? Really good. And a good pass from Salah. Núñez's run was perfect. Allowed him to basically run onto the ball with his right foot. And yeah, it was good, wasn't it? Darwin Núñez, double. Very, very
A thing on Núñez, I'm not comparing the two players here at all. So, but just hear me out what I'm about to say. He seems a bit of an instinctive finisher. You know what I mean? Maybe not the smartest footballer, and someone who I watched very closely for years, who I put in that category, was Theo Walcott. Give him too much time, he'd be awful.
News, yeah.
But if you play the ball through to him,
he's got
one touch and whack it in and finish, he was your man. He was just instinctive. He's just opened up for him. But if you played him through, and he's got 20 yards to run into, and then
Defoe
take a touch.
Was like that, though. Defoe is exactly like that. Get him. They want a yard or two, just whack the ball at the goal, and that's Núñez's goal. He did have time to think about it, but he just thought, right, I've just got to run and smack the ball into the corner.
And where he's so good, obviously he's a professional footballer, he's such a good player, he must do that day in and day out in training, and it's just natural. He hasn't had to think about anything as he's taken, he bang, that's the finish, in off the post, and there's no keeper in the world that saves that, because it's so far in the post, bang.
Yeah.
And obviously he's got the confidence from the first goal to then do the second goal.
Yeah. And maybe, again, like so many players and footballers that come to the Premier League, but it takes them longer than 6 months to a year, and maybe this season he might pop up with 15, 20, who knows how many goals he might score.
Well, interestingly enough, I think he started any games this season.
No, I think that's,
Maybe he started against Chelsea, I can't remember, but in the last two games he's found himself like fourth choice on the bench, because Jota's come on, Diaz has come on before him, Gakpo's been playing. He's got the number 9 shirt now, so maybe this now is the time he kick-starts his Liverpool career, like you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Some players take a year to bed in, and there's obviously a player in there, but we shall see. But I was saying to you earlier, wasn't I, about how funny football is. And this is why we love it, though, because Newcastle would have been 6 points, good start to the season, bounced back from the unfortunate defeat to Manchester City last week, and Liverpool would have been in disarray with 4 points out their opening 3, losing to Newcastle in a pretty drab way. Yeah. And within 5 minutes, it spun around on its head. Liverpool have now got 7 points, same as Arsenal, Spurs, West Ham, etc.
Yeah.
Newcastle now have 3 points.
Yeah, only 5 teams haven't lost yet.
Lost back-to-back games.
And now, yeah, like you said, that looks terrible. Newcastle, like you said, 1 win, two losses back to it. Yes, it's City and Liverpool, but that looks really, really bad now.
And they're the teams they want to compete against. Yeah. And it's just, but that's why that's why we love it, and that's why it makes and breaks our weeks.
And Newcastle were on top of the world, and everyone loved it.
Newcastle had that chance when Harvey Barnes should have squared it to Wilson and see it off.
But then, like you said, Talk Sport, there's fans ringing up, not saying sack Eddie Howe, but they've got the raging up about his decisions, and they were frustrated and annoyed. But not basically 90 minutes before the game, they were over the moon, and here we go, Newcastle again. But yeah, it's just crazy what it does to people.
That is football, though. And bring it back to yesterday, we were on the train home, bit of a sultry mood, and Griff just leans across the table and goes, "Take me back to that Eddie goal." But that is football. That is the jubilation of why we're doing this podcast, why we are obsessed of it, and why it takes over our whole lives. It takes over our weeks for that one moment of jubilation, that goal. You're hugging strangers, slapping people on the back. I was slapping the bloke next to me on the back who was a Fulham fan. He just sat in his seat, and I think he then clocked that he wasn't celebrating. But you don't think of anything. If all life's stresses and worries, that is it. That is the moment you pay your money for. The goal, you think the winning goal. Yes, 3 points. Here we go, 3 out of 3. But then, obviously, the equaliser, and that brings all the emotions. And then you want to go again next week. Let's get it back.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle.
But that is the game we know and love. Anything else to add on?
No, not
on the
I don't have too much about the Newcastle game. Just obviously more. Yeah, we watched it earlier, and more of a reaction to it. But yeah, nothing really.
Right, shall we move on to Team of the Week?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, goalkeepers, nearly sport for choice this week. West Ham fans, we've gone for a fan vote here. Yes. We couldn't be split. I thought Areola was absolutely superb.
Yeah, I think he made 9 saves as well.
Yeah, he did play 9 saves. And then Jack mentioned Jose Sarr, so I was like, I haven't heard much about this. Watch match today. My God. God.
He was very good.
We touched on Everton's dross finishing last week, and I won't go into it this week, but what a save from... Yeah, fantastic. So this vote is up to you.
Yeah,
Areola versus Jose Sarr. Do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, first defender, we've gone for Destiny Udogie from Spurs. Just, another good performance, really. Got an assist for Kulusevski's goal. Yeah, he just looks like a real player. Again, 20 years old, but Udogie, first defender in.
And got an assist, did you mention?
Got the assist and kept a clean sheet. At Bournemouth, very, very good performance.
And our second defender, Matty Cash. 2 goals for Aston Villa today. It must be the first time he's ever scored a brace. I am throwing that out there. I don't think he's known for scoring many braces. In a 3-1 win against Burnley. If you're right back scoring 2 goals, you're in the team.
It's pretty, I don't know. Maybe they were expected to win. They probably were, but I don't know. I feel like that's quite a good result at Burnley for Villa.
I think we mentioned it on maybe podcast 2, and I think people said that, us included, I don't think many people had or have Burnley in their bottom 3 to go down. No. But really,
why not? Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Are they 0 from 0?
Let's have a look.
Who did they play last week? Oh, they didn't play last week, did they?
No,
so they're 0 from 2.
Yeah, 2 from 2. Yeah, so 2 games, 2 losses.
Yeah. They were meant to play Burnley last week, weren't they? I think.
Yeah, they got Spurs.
Play Luton last week.
Yeah, they got Spurs at home, the second. But yeah, no. Again, they've got 36 games to go there. They could be absolutely fine, but I don't know. I feel like obviously Villa will be happy. Yeah, that's a good result for Villa.
Moving into midfield, I watched him live yesterday. Paulinho, absolutely superb. He is a very, very good central midfielder. I did raise my eyebrows when that price tag, when West Ham put a bid in for him, and they were like, 80, was it 60, 70, 80 million?
Yeah.
But
I think that's why he's not going anywhere, is because the price is absolutely ridiculous. But
he's so crucial to that Fulham team. Do you remember last year he got suspended and missed a little bit for injury, and I remember Arsenal actually played them at Craven Cottage without Paulinho. Is it Paulinho, isn't it?
Yeah, Paulinho.
And they were crap. But him coming back in, and they were crap last week against Brentford without him.
Yeah.
And he comes in, no disrespect to Harrison Reed, but he's
not
streets above him, isn't he? And he just defensively was just a rock in there. Great tackles, backing up his centre halves when they tucked in and came out. And then to get the equaliser, and a note for me, aesthetically pleasing, because I was right above the goal, an elite knee slide.
Yeah, it was.
You see that knee slide?
He went straight off the pitch, didn't he? Yeah,
wow, and he's timed it perfectly. He's picked up so much space, so much pace.
Yeah,
he's nearly crashed into advertising hoardings.
That was good.
While tapping the chest. Oh, great scenes.
That was good. He was very good. Everyone was raving about him, wasn't he? Highlighted on Match of the Day and the rest of it. Yeah, very good performance. Next one, we've gone for Raheem Sterling from Friday night. I think he's just started quite well, isn't he, the whole season in general, but yeah, did he score 1 goal? Two. He scored 2 on Friday, did he? Yeah, he was good. Good performance. Looks like a far better player under the new Chelsea side.
Yeah, back in the groove maybe. And then a man who was in his groove on Saturday evening, Jared Bowen. Bowen's on fire. Goal and assist, lovely goal that we mentioned earlier, and a lovely assist and a goal and assist, and we got to get a hammer in the team, hammer in the title.
Yeah, otherwise we'd have some angry people.
He deserved to be in there, and I think he leads the line of that team quite well.
Yeah.
Just to run through that again, Areola and Jose Sarr, this is the fan vote. We haven't actually put the vote out there, so by the time the podcast comes out, that will be announced. I won't even try and pronounce that. Right back. Adogi, Matty Cash, Paulinia, Sterling, and Jared Bowen. Right, Jack, do you want to kick us off with your winner of the week?
Yeah, fits quite well with this episode, but my winner of the week is James Ward-Prowse. My winner and loser are pretty simple, there's not much to it, but yeah, Ward-Prowse, 2 assists in his first game, obviously a goal yesterday against Brighton, and yeah, good start for his new life at West Ham. Yeah, like you said earlier, West Ham, good week for West Ham, but yeah, I just picked out Ward-Prowse for his assist yesterday. Goal yesterday.
I've gone my win of the week, Leicester City, making it 4 wins out of 4 in the Championship after a 2-win win against Rotherham. The only team to do so. The mighty Hull up next.
Yes.
Don't
great sleep start on the Tigers.
Great start to the new season for them. New manager in charge. Obviously, new players in there. I think Leicester are a reasonable, likeable team, aren't they? I think I'd like to see them probably get bounced back up again.
Yeah, like we said on our brief Championship episode that. They've just got a good squad, far better than Championship, and maybe with that new manager and all the rest of it, like we were saying, something different, new ideas. They might come straight back up.
So that was my winner. Do you want to go for your loser?
Yeah, my loser of the week is Lee Johnson, the former Hibernian manager. Was it today he was sacked?
Yeah, this morning.
This morning he was sacked. Hibernian have started the season in the league 3 straight losses, got battered by Villa midweek in their Europa Conference qualifier. There was a lot of chat, and we obviously follow, but we keep an eye on Hibernian's results of late. And yeah, there was a lot of talk and a lot of
amnesty. Yeah,
I don't know what I'm trying to say there. I'm just not going to tell that word ever again, but. There was a lot of build-up and a lot of fans were building up their anger, and Lee Johnson woke up Sunday morning sacked.
He stormed out the Sky interview yesterday, didn't he, as well?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
My loser of the week, you mentioned them earlier, the PGMOL, and that stands for the Professional Game Match Officials Limited. I'm not going to go into it completely, but they are completely in the mud after Mike Dean's comments.
Yeah.
The organisation as a whole needs to be sorted out. The standard needs to be raised. Now isn't the time to go into refereeing standards and that, but if any of you know the Mike Dean comments, the whole organisation is in the mud, and they are my losers of the week.
No, I like it. He's come out and tried. Mike Dean's come out and tried to defend himself in the end.
Yeah, he came out
because you said the word mate and all the rest of it.
Oh, just absolute clown.
Yeah.
Right, Jack. Do you want to quickly go on flash score and give us a team to predict next week?
Yes. Hang
on. We both picked Hibs to win, and the Hibs lost 3-2.
Hibs lost. They haven't got a manager, so
Didn't go down too well.
My phone.
Right, so it's on the 3rd.
Right.
Saturday the 3rd we're going to go for.
Let's have a look.
Let's have a quick look.
Saturday the 2nd.
Saturday 2nd, sorry.
We're going to go... FA Cup this week. FA Cup qualifiers. That's got to be done. Let's see if I notice any teams.
What was that, round 1?
Oh, must be.
Or is there two of the teams?
It's qualification, so it could be the first round of qualifiers.
Anyone in there takes your fancy?
There's a lot. There's a few in there. Hang on, sorry. Right, we're going to go keep it local. Where they go? Biggleswade FC.
Who?
Are at home to Moldham Tiptree.
Okay.
Yes. Biggleswade FC.
Biggleswade FC.
Against Moldham and Tiptree.
Okay. Who are you going for?
I'm going to go Biggleswade. I'm going to win 3-0 against Moldham and Tiptree.
I'm going to go 1-1 FA Cup replay.
Oh. Big.
Can it end 1-1?
Yeah, I think so. He said a draw.
It can end.
He said replayed if draw, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go 1-1.
Final results only.
Yeah.
1-1. Bring it back to Madison Heights.
Yeah. Where we met Big Purr.
Yeah. Biggleswade 3, Moldham Tiptree 0.
Right. West Ham beat Brighton for the first time in the Premier League and the first time since 2012 when they won 6-0 in the Championship. Can you name any of their goal scorers?
Ricardo Vazte.
How many are you going to credit him with?
He definitely, yeah. He was their hero.
I'll give you a clue. 6 goals were scored, 1 was an own goal. So you've got 5 goal scorers. You've got 5 goals to name.
Okay. Vazte scored twice.
Hat-trick.
Oh, hat-trick, okay.
2 more.
One's an own goal.
Yeah, so you got 4.
Okay. Oh, I couldn't... Vazte. They had a left-back. McCartney?
No.
He's a player though, isn't he?
Yeah.
George?
Yeah, George McCartney, yeah.
Yeah. He's definitely that era, wasn't he?
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
Colin Cole.
Yep.
Yes.
1 more.
I've just got to go with a West Ham legend, Mark Noble.
Close.
Oh, Kevin Nolan.
Yep.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yes. Only because of, obviously, Noble Nolan. Oh, I like it.
Very, very well done.
That was good, wasn't it? And there's no, you can check my phone, check my laptop. There's no.
You don't want to check his history.
Yeah. If you understand that reference. You can check my history if you want. But yeah, there's no Google search.
Very impressed. I thought you might struggle.
That was good though. Yeah, West Ham. That team, their promotion team was like OG West Ham.
If you got Vazte, right, you got 3, and then the other 2 are not going to use the words legends, but
yeah, well known,
iconic
names.
of that era, of that Championship team that went straight back up.
Yes, exactly that.
Vazte was Championship streets won't forget sort of player, wasn't he? That era.
Yeah, no,
very well done.
Like it.
Very well done.
Was that home or was that at Brighton?
At home, yeah.
Oh.
At the Bowling.
At the Bowling, oh yeah. Or Upton Park. Well, I don't know what they called it. That. No,
right.
Very good. Very
right.
good.
Another episode. Episode 60.
60 is good.
60's up.
Solid.
60's up. We've done 30 since Matt Jarvis was here.
Yes. No, doing all right. Just keep plugging away.
So we'll have an episode up for you guys next week, and then we'll take a 1-week break for the international break, and we'll be back. So what will that be? The 3rd, 4th?
I think it's the 18th. No.
Yes, it'll be the 18th because I'll have just returned from Malin 5 Stag.
Yes, the GOAT.
Maybe I'll have an even more coarse voice than plenty of Dinkel Lager over there.
Yes, that'll be good. Very good.
Yeah, and you'll be come back from your trip.
Yeah, I'm down in Cornwall for a week, so it'll be nice.
We'll put this podcast out Monday night, Tuesday morning for you guys. And again, share, like, subscribe, leave your comments, and I hope you'll enjoy. And we'll see you in a week or so.
Stay loyal.
Stay loyal.